Hey guys, this is Mr. H. Hey, I am going to do a video on how to use Desmos to create a graph that you can export and put into a document to just show how to graph a system of inequalities. And the reason I'm doing this is I was trying to create a document for my students on how to use their calculators to graph a system of inequalities, find points, label the solution set. But when I was actually trying to find a tool, an AI tool that would actually help me create a graph with dash versus solid lines, I struggled to find something that was useful. So I went to Desmos and I was able to create what you see in this document. And I think this is pretty good. So I want to go through the process that I used in order to create this in case another teacher is trying to do something similar. Also, I'm just recording this so in the future, I know how to get back to this, because once I've moved on, sometimes you forget things like this. So first thing I'm going to do is, this is the inequality that I am going to graph. This came from an algebra regions exam. I'm going to label the solution set with a big S. I'm going to graph these inequalities, and then I'm going to also put this point on the graph, and then I'm going to answer whether or not it falls within the solution set. So all those things I'm going to do, and the most important thing is I'm going to create a graph that has all that information on it that I can export and put into a document. So let me go. First thing I want to do is I need to go to Desmos. So let me get there if I can. Come on, Desmos, come on, there we go. All right, so now, very first thing you're going to do is you are going to start by entering your inequality. So the very first inequality that I have is 2y. So you come here and you just put 2y. 2y is less than or equal to, oh, it can't be capital, so I need to take the cap off. 2y, and then this key down here gives you the inequality. So this is going to be less than, and it's x plus 6. So I'm going to put x plus 6, and then I press enter. Now I want this to be blue. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm just going to choose blue. All right. So now that one is done. Okay. And because it has an equal sign, this is a solid line. So that's good right now. So now I'm going to go to the second inequality, and that's going to be 2x plus y is greater than 3. So I just type in 3. And then that's the second one. Now, so I've got a base of, let me see, I'm going to go here. Now, if you want to export it, you're going to share the graph and just press export. And this is kind of what it looks like so far, right? And this is not bad. But now I want to label one of the lines. I also want to put a point on here. And I also want to do a Superman S. So I'm going to go back and show you how to do that. So now, first thing, I'm going to label the second one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find let me see, can I pull this down? I'm going to find a point on this line. So right here, I'm going to do 5. Let's see, what's a better one? I'm going to do, I'm going to do 3, a -3, and I'm going to do 9. So I'm going to so what I'm going to do is I'm going to type that coordinate in. It's going to be a -3, comma, 9, and you see it put a point there, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that point and make it into a label, and I'm going to type in the inequality. So watch what I do. I'm going to make this, so if you just press the label, the check, so it'll put the actual point. Now I don't want that point. I actually want to put the graph, and I also want to change the color. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. So I click on this, and I'm going to make this red, okay? And the label's already been chosen. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in this 2x plus y is greater than 3. So I'm going to go 2x plus y is greater than 3. Let me put a couple of spaces in there to make this a little cleaner over here as well. All right, so that is the inequality, and that looks pretty good. Now, I don't want this point to be there, so all I have to do is click on this and it's gone. And what happens is you see that the actual label for the inequality moved over. Now, if you want to move it, and I do, all you would do is hold on this, and then you see this little kind of like a toggle. I'm going to move it to the left, and that's pretty good. Now, if you want this to be a little bigger, all you would do is come here and just choose. I'm going to make this 1.5, so this is going to be about 50% bigger. And there you go. So now I've labeled this graph. I'm only going to label one because I want to keep it. I don't want it to be too cluttered. So let's go look and see what it looks like right now. All right, so right now we've got a label for this graph. We've got the shading is done well. Now, what I want to do now is I'm going to go back and I'm going to plot the point that they want us to check. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a Superman S in this solution area. So let me show you how I would do that. So I'm going to get out of here. Now, I'm going to find a point over here in the middle of this, and I'm going to put the coordinates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 15, 0. So I'm going to type in parentheses, 15, comma, 0. And what that does is it puts a point right in the middle of the solution set. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over a little bit more. I'm going to move it to the left a little bit. So I'm going to say it's 12. Now, same thing as I did before, but now instead of putting an inequality there, I'm just going to put a capital S, okay? And I'm going to make it black. So I click on this and I'm going to choose black. Now, everything is good so far, but I need this S to be much bigger. I want it to be a Superman S in here, so it's clear that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it, I'm going to start with 10. So it's going to be 10 times bigger. So now let me go in here and look. So that's not bad. So I'm going to make it a little bigger. Let me see. I'm going to make it 15. Let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to choose 15. Now, yeah, I think that's what I need. So far, I've labeled the solution set because this is the area where both of these graphs overlap. So these are the solution set. Now, let me show you what it would look like if I was getting ready to export it. So that looks good. Ooh, no. So now, if you look at this, it looks like the S has gone into this other area. That's not what you want. So I'm glad that I looked at this. So I'm going to make this a little smaller. On here, it looks good. But when I export it, I don't want the S to move up. So I'm going to go back and make that a little smaller. I'm going to go back to 10, or let's say 12. Let's see what that looks like. Now, again, I'm going to go and see what it looks like if I were going to export it. All right, now that's good. The S is in there. To be honest, I would like it to be a little bit more down here, but I'm not going to, should I mess with it? Okay, I'm going to mess with it. I'm making the video a little longer than I wanted to. So what I'm going to do is instead of it being 12, 0, I'm going to make it 12, a negative 4. And okay, so I moved the S down. Let's see what it looks like if I were getting ready to export it. All right, that looks good. Now I kind of want to move it over, but that's it. So you can see that the S is in here. We're ready to go. Now, the last thing I want to do is I actually want to put the point that they wanted us to check. Let me show you. We're trying to see if 0, 3 is in the solution set. And then, of course, you got to explain it. But what I want to do is I want to create that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Desmos. And I'm going to go down here. And now I'm going to actually type in the point that they want us to check. So I'm going to go 0, comma, 3, and then 3, and then close the parentheses. I want it to be black. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to make this black. And then what else do I want to do? I want to label it. I want to make sure that the coordinate is there so you can see. Now, Now that I've done this, I am ready to export it. But before I export it, I want to take another look at this. Yes, this is nice. Now, it might be nice to have the 03 over here on the right. So let me see if I can do that. I know this looks a little, I'm getting a little picky, but sometimes that's what you need. So I'm going to move it over here to the right. Let's see if I move it down a little bit. No, let's move it back here. All right, so look, there we go. Now, the question is this in the solution set? And it's not, because it's right on the boundary. But if a point is on a dashed line, it is never in a solution set. It's never going to be in the solution set. If the point falls on a dashed line, and this is a dashed line, it's never going to be in the solution set. The way I teach my kids is I tell them dash is trash. So that means any point that's on a dashed line is never going to be in the solution set. So now I'm going to take this, and now I'm going to export it because I think it looks pretty good. And I just press download PNG, and it creates a file. Now I'm going to go over to the document that I had, and I'm going to replace this. I'm going to replace it and upload from the computer. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to grab this graph and then open it. And there it is. There it is in my document. Now I'm ready to create a document, and then down here I can explain why 03 is not in the solution set. This is a nice graph, and Desmos created it. So if you're trying to create a graph of linear inequalities and you want a nice image, use Desmos. And I hope this video has been helpful, because when I found this and I realized I was able to do this, this was really, I thought this was really useful. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to stop, and I'm going to post this to my channel.